Hey guys, it's Brittany, and today's video is something else. So, a couple weeks back, if you remember my calling 666 at 3 a.m. video, I mentioned something that has been going on with me very recently. And at first I wasn't gonna make a video about it because I was just like, I don't know, like it's weird. It's very weird, and it's been freaking me out. Like, it's been freaking me out. And I just think, I kind of just want to say it and get your opinion on it. And I don't even know where to begin. This video is very chill. I'm not sure how long it's going to be because whatever just comes to my head, I'm just going to say it. And I hope you guys enjoy it. So I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I would suggest you grab some snacks and some drinks if you have time to watch this whole thing, because it's just been insane and just super crazy. And another thing too, where did I put my phone? But the Psychic Twins just uploaded a video called Are You Psychic? Part 1. And it's like, they just uploaded that as I'm filming this. And they mentioned stuff, and it's just been so weird. So I don't even know where to begin. So I guess I'll kind of just go into some background really fast. So my whole life, oh, first of all, I want to say too, I am not claiming at all to be psychic. No, I can't talk to dead people. I'm not a psychic medium. I can't predict the future. But these incidences that I'm about to tell you has just, it freaks me out. And you guys know, I freak myself out a lot in my videos, you know, like I will imagine Samara Morgan like standing in the corner over there or something like that. I don't get freaked out if I see a ghost. When I saw the black figure at Eastern State, like that doesn't freak me out at all. Talking to spirits with a spirit box, whatever, does not freak me out. But what I'm about to tell you, I don't even know. It has freaked the hell out of me, and excuse my French, but it really has. So now I guess I will get into it. But yeah, so my whole life I've had, I guess you can say, psychic moments. I've had dreams that have come true. They've been very innocent. It'd be like, I'm dreaming about, I don't know, I'm going to Canada's Wonderland. I'm dreaming about going to Canada's Wonderland, and then the next morning someone says to me, Brittany, do you want to go to Canada's Wonderland? Like, it's stuff like that when I haven't been to Canada's Wonderland in so long. And then it's usually when something doesn't happen for so long, then I dream it, and then it like happens the next day. That's kind of been going on like my whole life, but not all the time. Maybe like once every 6 months, 4 months, 4 to 6 months, something like that, you know? And I believe that we all have some psychic abilities. I think a lot of it, well, the Psychic Twins in the video were talking about different levels of intuition, which is, I think, a perfect way to describe it. I think people all have a different level of having intuition. Some people, you know, just have a greater amount. I don't know, just everyone's different, but I believe everyone has those different levels, of course, and everyone has a bit of psychic in them. That's just what I think. That's what I believe. Another thing too, I'm sorry, like, I'm not a daily vlogger. But, you know, so daily vloggers, you know so much about someone's life, you know, because they're recording their life every single day. But I think for my channel, for having a paranormal channel, I've told you guys a lot of things about me. Like, you know me a lot. You just don't see me, you know, going after hunting ghosts, looking for ghosts. Like, you don't just see that like on other channels. It's kind of like all you know about them is the paranormal and stuff. Like, you guys know so much about me, and I'm just kind of an open book, and I like to share things with you guys. And I just think that's why a lot of you like me, because I am who I am, you know, and I'm not afraid of it. And I've been on YouTube for so freaking long. So, you know what I mean? But where was I going? Like I said, guys, this video is like all over the place, but I'm thankful for you to be listening to this. So let's just hop right on into this, because I'm sure that's all you want to know, right? So this happened at VidCon. So I left for VidCon on the Wednesday. It was in June. I totally forget the day. Was it like the 20th or something? I don't even know. The 21st. Wednesday is the day when you just kind of go, you kind of like check in, you get your badge and stuff like that, and you can just kind of hang out, but the convention's not open. The first official day was the Thursday. So yeah, Wednesday I traveled there with Jonathan, my brother, because he's new to YouTube and stuff, and he I was originally gonna go alone to VidCon, and then he was like, I want to go too. So I was like, okay, like come with me because I think it'll be fun. And we had so much fun. It was a really awesome trip, but he just kind of wanted to get more insights on YouTube and everything like that. So I was really happy that he came with me. So, and like I said, you guys, like I tell you so much about myself. Like for a paranormal channel, you don't really get to hear all that, you know what I mean? So I'm just like an open book and stuff. But anyways, on Thursday, my dog Daisy, she passed away. She had to be put down. I don't want to get into the details because it makes me like emotional, which is very understandable. And I did write a post about, you know, saying that about Daisy, that she did pass. So Thursday she had to be put down, and my parents did not want to ruin my trip because they knew how excited I was for VidCon and everything, and I saw on Instagram I was meeting so many of my viewers, which was just so amazing. Like I never thought anybody was going to come up to me. I never thought that at all. It was just so flattering. Like I had lineups sometimes, which was just not like huge lineups, but I had lineups of people sometimes, of you guys. Like it was just insane. So just thank you to everyone who actually came up to me and wanted a picture or wanted me to sign something. It was just, my heart just exploded that day. It was amazing. So anyways, it was Thursday night, and I had a dream, or a nightmare I guess I should say, that Daisy died. And I woke up, and when I woke up, my heart just sunk. And I was like, hey, that was just a bad dream, Brittany. But something just did not feel right. And that was the day that she had to be put down. And my parents didn't want to tell me because they just knew I was having so much fun. And I totally understand. I wasn't going to be home until late Monday. Actually, Tuesday morning. The next Tuesday was when I came home. And they were thinking about waiting, but it's just like they didn't want to put her through more pain, you know, and just keeping her alive for me, you know what I mean? And so I totally understand. It's just, it was, I don't know. So yeah, so I had that dream and I woke up and I was just kind of in my bed, and I was in the hotel and I was kind of paralyzed. And I've told you guys in a previous video, when I wake up in the morning, I am paralyzed for like 15 to 30 seconds. Sometimes I don't even know who I am. Sometimes I don't even know where I am. It was really scary, and then it just kind of clicks, and I know I'm Brittany. I know I'm in Anaheim, California. I know this, and it's just very odd. I should go see a doctor, really. So yeah, so I'm in my bed and I'm paralyzed, and I was like, what the heck? Like, that just had to be a bad dream. So I kind of like brushed it off, but I felt weird. And then, you know, I went to VidCon that day and I was having so much fun. I met my friends, Annie and Michael, and they were just, it was so cool meeting your friends that you see online and stuff, and people that you watch. So we hung out and stuff, and I made a video with Annie as well. So I will leave that down below if you do want to watch that. And okay, sorry guys, I'm just like all over the place. So yeah, I was kind of distracted by VidCon and stuff, and you know, like I was fine and everything. And then I remember Friday morning, Jonathan and I went down for a breakfast at the hotel, and they added a cardinal to the display, or maybe we just never noticed it at first. And we're just like joking around, oh, that's grandma, because, you know, I see a lot of cardinals and I feel like it's a sign from my grandmother. So we're just like, oh, it's grandma, like she's watching over us while we're here in California and stuff. And now I'm starting to think, what if it was a sign from Daisy? So, you know, everything's just kind of going fine and, you know, whatever. And we went to LA on Sunday and we saw a black and white Shih Tzu, and I was like, oh my God, it looks like Daisy. And Jonathan's like, yeah, it does. So it's just weird how a lot of things like reminded me of Daisy and everything. And then, when was it? So Monday we were coming home so we left Anaheim and we were flying to Las Vegas and then Vegas until we were home. So when we flew to Vegas and stuff, like I was so happy. I love Las Vegas. It's my favorite place on earth. And I was so excited. I was looking out the window. I was like, oh my God, Zach's museum is out there. Like Zach Bagans' museum is out there. And you know, I just freaking love Las Vegas. The day was fine. Like we went out to eat and everything, and we went on the plane for Vegas and everything was fine. And me and Jonathan were like listening to Linkin Park because we were supposed to see them on Tuesday, which is just, I will get to, there's like Linkin Park stuff involved in this too, guys. It's so weird. So like I was listening to Meteora, he was listening to Hybrid Theory because we were so excited to see Linkin Park. So I'm sitting on the plane and, you know, I'm just so excited because I'm listening to Linkin Park and I'm like, I'm gonna see them in a few weeks. Like I was just, you know, and then I'm in Las Vegas and I just went to VidCon. Like I was so happy. Then all of a sudden my mood changed and I just felt like I was hit by a truck. And I knew that Daisy was dead. And I don't know where that came from because I had that nightmare on Thursday, which is the day that she did pass. And then it was Monday, and then it just hit me. Like I knew, and I started thinking to myself, how do I know this? Like I knew 100%. It wasn't just a weird feeling. It was like, I know, like I was there. I saw her die. And I started thinking about my dream and I'm just like, okay, this is insane. Like, you know, and I didn't want to say anything to Jonathan being like, Daisy's dead. Because what if she wasn't, and then he would have been like, what is wrong with you? You know what I mean? But I knew. I just knew. And this, you know, my eyes started to water like crazy. So I put on my sunglasses and I'm just kind of looking out the airplane window, listening to Linkin Park, and just trying to just, you know, what the hell is going on? Like something I just knew, right? Then all of a sudden Jonathan whips out on his phone a picture of Daisy, and it was just like, oh, I'm just going through my phone, I'll remember this, and he was just, you know, and it was a picture of Daisy, and I'm like, yeah. And meanwhile my eyes are super watery, I'm like shaking, and I just knew that she was dead. And like that, I don't even know. But then in the Psychic Twins video, they were saying that people just have a feeling, like they just, you know something. It's not just a guess, it's a fact, and you know, and you can't explain it. And I was right. She died on Thursday, like when I came home, and you know, just finding out and everything, it was very emotional. And I remember that Wednesday, I never uploaded a video because I was just like crying for like 2 or 3 days straight. Like my eyes were so swollen and red, and I did film a video, and I watched it back, and I just looked so depressed, and I knew everyone in the comments were gonna be like, what happened? Like, you are not acting like yourself and stuff. And I just didn't want to come on and be like, hey, you know what I mean? I just didn't want to be fake coming on and acting like that and everything, when really, like, I was like crying my eyes out like 2 minutes prior to filming. So I just didn't upload, and I just didn't really say anything about not uploading. I don't know, I just needed some time for myself because it was just so weird, and the dream and then the feeling really freaked me out. Really freaked me out. I've never had a dream of anyone dying and then it comes true. And then the feeling, you know, I don't know. So that was the beginning. And it's weird because my dad, when he was younger and stuff, he had a few pets, and he dreamt of each of his pets dying before they died. And it was like exactly how he dreamt it, and it came true. So it kind of reminded me of that, like I was telling him and everything. He's like, well, that's what happened to me when I was younger and stuff. So the psychic thing kind of runs in my family on my dad's side of the family. I'm very much like my dad, and he's very much like my grandma, and I'm also like my grandma, and that's like my dad's mom. So the three of us kind of have this connection. I can't really explain it, and like I said in the beginning of this video, I am not claiming to be a psychic, you know. It's just I've had some very weird moments the past few weeks, and I just thought I would share them with you guys because it's like freaking me out. And I'm sorry if you hear thunder. There's been crazy storms going on like every single day here, so, but I like it, just kind of sets the mood, you know what I mean? So I didn't really want to get into Daisy's passing in, you know, when it first happened, and like the first video I would upload right after she passed. I just didn't, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a daily vlogger, but I just also didn't want to, I put it on Instagram, and your guys' messages were super sweet, and I really appreciated it, but just the dream I had and the feeling, it really freaked me out. Like, I'd be laying in bed and I'm like, what is happening to me? Like, I just thought I was going crazy. So let's fast forward to Linkin Park, and you guys know, like, I mean, you guys just know a little bit of it. You know that I was super excited to see Linkin Park. So excited, but you didn't see me in person every day. You just see me in my videos and, you know, just talking about ghosts and everything, and urban legends, and playing games and looking for ghosts on location. But you guys didn't see me every day. Like, I've been counting down since I purchased those tickets. I was so excited. It was all I could think about, all I was listening to, and every single day I was just like, Linkin Park is so soon. Like I had a countdown going on. So this is when it gets really weird. I started developing this feeling the week before Chester's death that Linkin Park were going to cancel their show, cancel their tour. I knew that they were already on the first half of the tour. I was going to the second half. And I just had this feeling, and I kept saying, Brittany, like, you know, it's just all in your head because, I don't even know, like there's just so much I want to say, and I just don't want it to be like a 2-hour video. But when I saw Britney Spears for the very first time in 2014, I was super excited. Like nothing was gonna take that away from me. Like I had to see her, and I was front row. She saw me, we made eye contact. It was amazing. But that whole day, I was so sick. So sick. Like I just had like a very bad head cold and stuff, and I felt like crap, absolute crap. And anyways, that night, like I was in no mood to go to a concert when I saw Britney Spears, and I had my whole outfit like planned out for months and everything, and I did not feel like dressing up or doing my makeup or anything. I had no appetite. I just felt so weak, and it was awful. So, but I had to see her, right? I had to see her. So I don't know what it was, but when the show was about to start, it was like God or somebody took away that sick feeling, and I felt amazing. I was singing, I was laughing, I was dancing, I was screaming. If you go on my Instagram and look through my Britney Spears videos from 2014 when I saw her, you will see like I was screaming, singing, having the best time of my life. It was like God just took those feelings away from me for like an hour and 15 minutes as I was seeing her on stage. Like it was so weird because I felt terrible that whole day. The next morning I felt even worse. Oh my God, and I was in Vegas, which is my favorite place on earth. And it's just like, I was so sick, but it's just so weird, you know? So I kept thinking like, I didn't want to feel sick for Linkin Park because I have a huge, like I'm a huge germaphobe, as a lot of you know, and I have a emetophobia to the max, So I was avoiding certain situations leading up to Linkin Park because I didn't want to be around people or anybody because I didn't know if they were sick. I didn't want to go out and do anything because I didn't know if there were like germs everywhere, because I wanted to be 100% seeing Linkin Park. This was my first time seeing Linkin Park. Nothing was going to stop me. And I know that sounds so crazy. And I was scared that, I don't know, because, you know, there was a lot of illnesses going around. I was even scared to go to VidCon because I kept seeing people like throwing up in California, in the LA area. Anaheim is not that far from LA. And I was just so scared that, you know, I'm in a huge convention with all these people. I didn't know, like, you know, that's usually when people start spreading stuff. So I had all this on my mind. Like that's how my mind works. I'm always afraid that someone is going to be sick and I'm going to catch it. So I was just avoiding situations because nothing was going to stop me from seeing Linkin Park. Nothing. But I kept having this feeling inside of me that they were going to cancel their show, and I don't know why, but that was it. And that was the week before Chester's death. Now, the night before Chester's death, I had a dream. And no, he did not die in this dream, but like it's so creepy to me. So I mean, the dream was amazing. I had a dream that I was at their show, I was front row, and like I made eye contact with all of them, and I remember Chester's like, what's your favorite song? And I was like, Points of Authority, because that is my favorite Linkin Park song on Hybrid Theory. I love the reanimation version as well, but Hybrid Theory, Points of Authority, that is my jam. And I was like, Points of Authority! They were like about to sing it, right? So like the dream was awesome. I was just like, oh, it was awesome, right? So this is the night before. And I remember waking up that morning. Once again, I was paralyzed, looking at the ceiling. I like totally didn't know who I was, where I was, but then it all clicks back in my head. Let me know if that happens to you and if that is normal, because this has been going on for years with me. It's just kind of, I'm used to it now. So I was so happy that day because that dream was just so awesome. And I was like, that's how it's gonna be when I see them, like I know it. But I still had this feeling inside of me that something was gonna happen with the show, or I don't know. So I just, you know, or I was gonna get sick, I don't know. Like I'm just a very odd person that way, you know? So that morning I was on Linkin Park's site like for their merchandise and stuff, and I was like, you know, like I'm gonna go buy a Linkin Park hat, like I just want to be all bedazzled in Linkin Park merchandise, you know, like I was so excited. But like I said, I had this feeling inside of me that I don't know, and I just kept thinking, because I do have a lot of anxiety problems, like I'm just always worried about something, you know, so I just thought it was all in my head. So I was trying to tell myself, like, stop thinking about this and everything. And so I actually didn't buy the Linkin Park hat. It was in my cart though, and I think I just got like distracted by something and I just kind of forgot about it. But it was in my cart, I just never purchased it. So an hour before I found out about Chester, I was listening to Linkin Park. And the last 2 songs that I listened to, the only songs I listened to actually, so I listened, but it's still like the last 2 songs I listened to before his death. But I started listening to Good Goodbye and In the End. And I just find, why was I listening to those, even though like I love those songs, but together? I don't know if I'm just looking too far into this, but Good Goodbye and In the End, right before I found out about his death, like an hour, even less than an hour, 45 minutes before I found out. And I was so excited when I was listening to those songs. I was like, they're gonna sing it live. Like I was imagining it in my head. I was so excited to hear In the End live and Good Goodbye. I am obsessed with Good Goodbye. I just find it so weird that I listened to those 2 songs back to back, and like just the titles of it, I don't know. So then my boyfriend and I, we went to Ulta because I needed to get a new hair dryer, because my hair dryer was basically about to like catch fire and stuff. Like it was just so old and just so cheap and stuff, but I wanted to see like their hair dryers and stuff, even though I ended up buying a cheap one at Walmart later on. So we actually didn't go inside Ulta because we're sitting in the car and he was just checking something on Twitter. And I'm just, as soon as he's checking, I'm like, yeah, no problem, you know. I'm just sitting there and I'm like, Linkin Park is in like 3 weeks, or I don't know, 3 weeks or 2 weeks. It was like 3 weeks, I guess, when that happened. So I was just like, you know, like that's all I was like thinking in my head, you know what I mean? And like, you guys don't even know how excited I was. Like I was just counting down every single day. So you know, I'm just kind of looking out the window like, oh my god, in the end it doesn't even matter. Like I was just, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden my boyfriend just shows me his phone, and it's on Twitter and it says, rest in peace, Chester Bennington. So I looked at his phone, and when I saw that, my heart fell into my stomach. And you know, like it felt like everything around me was in slow motion. And I remember all I said was, no, no. Like it was just so like dramatic. I was like, no. And as soon as like, you know, I said that, my phone goes off. It's a text message from Jonathan, and I just kind of read it, you know, like it was kind of sitting in front of me. I just kind of looked. And then I remember when he wrote that, like it was like, you know that feeling when you're on a roller coaster? The best example is the Hulk roller coaster at Universal Studios in Orlando. And you know when they just like shoot you out right away? You like get on the ride and like you go so fast and stuff. And you were kind of like this on the ride, and it's like, I don't know if it's just me, but I just can't even scream. I can't, but everything's like moving, you know what I mean? Like that's the feeling I had, but it was like I was moving super fast or something, and then everything around me was in slow motion. And that's kind of what it feels like on that Hulk roller coaster. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but I just remember, you know, I have these 2 phones, and like this is saying rest in peace Chester Bennington, and then Jonathan's telling me about it on my phone. And I just like, it was so, I mean, everybody was shocked. Nobody was expecting this. And another thing too, the Psychic Twins predicted that a rock star was gonna pass or commit suicide this year. And I remember watching that video, this was months ago, and I remember my first thought was, I hope to God it's not Linkin Park, like somebody in Linkin Park. And this is before like I was gonna see them and stuff, but I was so excited when I found out that they were coming to Toronto. Oh my god, like I was on this mailing list, and it tells you when Linkin Park are coming near you, like to Toronto. So when I got the email and like it said like tickets go on sale this time on this day, like I was so excited. I bought like the best tickets. And yeah, so I honestly thought that this whole thing was a hoax. I was like, there's no freaking way. And then I remember I finally, you know, could get out of this whole like roller coaster thing that I was in. And I texted Jonathan, I'm like, no, this is not real. And then he just kept putting sad faces because he knew that I would be so upset about it and stuff. So I just kept saying no, like, no. And I didn't even go into Ulta anything, like, no. I just like sat in the car and stuff. It was so depressing and so shocking. And it just freaked me out because I had those feelings that they were going to cancel their show. And then I remember a couple days after his death, they announced that the second half of the tour was canceled. So just reading that, and that was the feeling I had. And no, I did not think it was going to be because of a suicide that they were going to cancel. I just thought, I don't know. You know how bands cancel sometimes? So it's just, that freaked me out. And it was just like, you know, having the dream of seeing them live the night before. It wasn't even the night before. I usually dream around like 3 a.m., which, you know, dead time, you know, the spiritual hour, sometimes even like 4 in the morning, 5. I never actually dream before midnight. It's always really early, like literally 20 minutes before I wake up. Now, I'm not sure when Chester took his life. I don't think, I know there was a time given when somebody found him, but I don't know when he did it. So I actually did have that dream the day that he passed. So like, I'm not saying I predicted his death because I didn't. He didn't die in my dream, but I just find it so weird that I had that dream the day that he died. And you know, I just kind of keep saying, like, I told Jonathan and stuff, and he's just like, that is messed up. And I said, well, you know, like, even though it wasn't real, I saw them in my dream and it felt real. I was so happy and they saw me. And like I said this in my 666 video, that it didn't even matter to me if they didn't sing live. And I would say this to Jonathan all the time, like, it just didn't even matter to me. This is like, you know, when I first bought the tickets and everything, I just wanted to see them on the stage and I just wanted to wave, like, you know, and I knew that I would get their attention. I got Britney Spears' attention, just because I was so happy and like, you know, just, you know, and I just knew that if I was at their show, like, I just knew that they would hopefully see me and like wave back, and I just wanted to get it on camera and, you know, just look at it all the time. So that's why in my 666 video, like calling 666 at 3 a.m., that I was saying it's just been a weird day. And just knowing like everything with Daisy, having that dream and then that feeling when I just knew that she was dead. Like, you couldn't tell me she wasn't. I just knew. It just hit me so hard, and I was so happy like 5 minutes before, because I'm in Vegas, I'm listening to Linkin Park, like that whole trip, because Jonathan was in the hotel with me, right? Like, we were listening to Linkin Park every morning as we were getting ready. Like, we were just so ready for Linkin Park. We were also listening to him because we're seeing him in November, so we're just like, we were so stoked. We were just like listening to Crawling and everything and just like really getting into it. So it's just so sad. And I was supposed to see them on Tuesday. So you guys are watching this on Friday, and I was supposed to see them on Tuesday. Like I don't want to just like keep going on and stuff, and like it's so surreal. I'm very sad. It's just, I don't know. I wanted to share this with you guys, and at first I wasn't. I mean, the Daisy thing was just so bizarre to me, and then Chester, it's like, I don't know. It still does, you know, when I think about it, and nothing has really happened since then. So it's just weird that those two things happened, and, you know, it was like 2 weeks apart from each other, and I'm dreaming the same time, like it's happening and stuff. And I don't know, I hope this video makes sense to you guys. I want to know what you think. And then the fact that the Psychic Twins just uploaded that video called Are You Psychic? Like, I just think that's weird too, the timing, you know? It's just, man. Like I said, I'm not claiming to be psychic, but I definitely did have some psychic moments, and it's just creeping me out. I mean, I wish I could tell the future. I wish I could talk to dead people. I wish I could, but I can't. I mean, when I use the spirit box and stuff, I believe it works to talk to spirits. I mean, who am I talking to? Why are they answering exactly what I'm asking? But you can't prove that. It will never be proven, unfortunately. You just have to gather evidence, and you either believe it or you don't. and I believe it, obviously. Anyways, guys, I just feel like I keep going on, but thank you for listening if you've made it this far. It's just, I don't know. I want a reading with the psychic twins so badly, and I've mentioned that to you guys so many times. It's just, you know, I don't know how psychics even deal with this stuff, you know, if it happens to them all the time. Like, it's just so spooky. This is stuff that freaks me out. Like, this, like, messes up with my head, and it's just like, you know, like, this has been me, like, my facial expression, like I'm speechless, you know. That day, like, I don't know, that's how I was just, you know, frozen. Oh my god, you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was, I don't even know what I'm gonna call this video. Like, it's just, it feels nice though talking about it, because I actually haven't talked out loud to anybody about it, and now I'm talking about it to all of you guys, so it's kind of like overwhelming. I mean, whoever is still listening, but you know, like, I haven't actually said it out loud. I think I was in complete shock that day, and then I had to film that night because I was planning to do the 666 challenge that night, and I was like, well, I have no choice. Like, this is my next video, and I had to do it. That's why in that video, like, I just kind of, you know, had to say something, because I just didn't, you know, I didn't want to act like nothing happened, and like I wasn't feeling like scared. Shocked, like, I don't even know how I was feeling that day. Like, oh, well, obviously, like, I was so sad and like shocked and like heartbroken and just like, what? Like, I don't even, like, I was confused, but I don't know. I just don't know. It's just really spooky to me. Like, it gives me chills right now when I talk about it and stuff. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. It means the absolute world to me. And let me know if you've ever, you know, had these feelings before, or these dreams, you know. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, you rock my world, and the song lyrics of Michael Jackson. Hashtag team Brittany44, hashtag Barillarins, hey, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.